Hey, what's up, everybody? This is King Donnie, and you are now tuned in to Donnie's Thoughts, Season 2, Episode 54. I know it's been a minute since you heard my voice from the last episode, episode 53, till now. Just got caught up in some things, and that they needed my attention, right? But I'm not gonna be. Mm, let's just say I'm really trying my best to be more consistent because I don't care if it's one person that tunes in and listens. I'm gonna be there to continue to give you what you're looking for. It could be 1 to 1 million. I'm trying my best to show up and uh, drop as start as much conversation amongst the people as I can, right? So let me jump into it. The Chicago Bears had an awesome season. Man, but it brought me so much joy to just see us uh in the playoffs. You know what I mean? We lost to the Rams, unfortunately, but hey, next year I'm pretty sure we're gonna get in there and do our fucking thing for sure. So I just want to shout out the Bears. Uh, Man, there's some things that have been on my mind, right? Uh, I don't know what term necessarily I want to use. I don't want to be like religion. I don't want to say spiritual because I don't want to get pigeonholed into that. So I'm gonna just speak my mind like always. And remember, these are my thoughts. That doesn't make it final. That doesn't make it absolute. These are just my thoughts, and I'm here to provoke conversation amongst the people, right? So you can take what I say with a grain of salt, or you can take what I say and expound on it, right? Do more research, see how it makes you feel. I'm just here to present a path for you all, right? Whether I'm not sure what path that may be. That's up to you, right? But that's what I'm here for. Okay? Nothing I am saying to you. Well, there are some things, and that's going to be later down the line, but nothing is absolute at this moment in time, right? I'm not here to say this is factual, or is backed by science. I'm not here for that. This is just my thoughts, and I want to, get your mind racing, right? So then you can talk to your people can talk to their people, and then we just go from there, right? But let's just get right into it. All right, so I'm working on another book. By the way, I do have two books out, right? One is Kindle only. The name of that book is The Alphabet Book of Motivation. Then I have another book out that I just dropped New Year's Day. No, New Year's Day. And that is uh Damien Born in Blood. Guys, that is available on paperback, and you're able to download that Amazon, of course. But I'm working on another book. It's gonna be a little. It's gonna be a game changer, right? I'm not sure when this is gonna drop because this is gonna actually. It's a non-fictional book. This is this book is gonna take some time. I haven't figured out the title. I just started doing research maybe yesterday morning, Saturday morning. So yeah, I just want to put it out in the air, right? But anyway, I really feel like the world is all going to shit, right? There's a group for everything. There's there's division amongst everyone, right? people are finding themselves in situations where it's very unforgiving, right? Social media seems to have captivated the world. Everybody's a genius. People say what they want to say, but is this really freedom of speech? There is so many questions I have. But for a brief moment, I want to talk about Jesus, right? I was thinking, right? Everyone has their own idea of why Jesus came, right? Or why he was such a major figure, right? And that's fine, right? But this is what I think. I think Jesus was sent here to disrupt the system that was in place. And I do believe in God, so I'm gonna say God. And God peeped this and was like, man, these mother are getting out of hand. What the fuck are they doing down there? Right? Well, like this is not what I intended. He's like, man, this is getting out of hand. Let me send my consciousness down there to disrupt the system because it's getting out of hand. Right? He foresaw it. He knows everything. But this was him trying to disrupt it and bring some order back. Right? This is all my opinion. Right? And Jesus' movement was picking up. It was doing what it was supposed to do. It was changing the way people were thinking, right? And the movement it was becoming strong. And then the people here that were in power, they wasn't no slouches. They was like, man, we gotta get rid of this motherfucker because he down here, he got people not paying tithes and they doing actual like work in the community. Hey, they actually helping people. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that kind of shit. You feel me? We need people to follow what we got going on, right? We don't need this thinking outside the box, loving thy neighbor as thyself. We don't need that, right? So they like, man, we gonna say he's a false prophet. He's a blasphemer. He's this, he's that, all kinds of they were saying, man. They like, man, we gonna infiltrate his little crew and say, hey, look, man, we'll give you some money if you backdoor this motherfucker. Hand him to us so we can get rid of this month, right? So they was losing their mind trying to figure out how to stop this shit. So then they got him. They did what they did. Everyone should know that story, right? But the movement still wasn't stopping. That ain't stopped nothing. So they like, man, what the fuck? How about this? How about now? Remember, these are just my thoughts. How about this? How about they was like, you know what? Since we can't stop it and we can't kill everybody, we can try, but it's making the movement bigger. So how about we capture the movement and we manipulate the movement to what we got going on to benefit our agenda. So we gonna take it, right? We gonna say, you know what, man, we gonna add this, we gonna add that. Matter of fact, we gonna create a council to advise us on how to take this and spearhead this whole movement to get the people to slowly accumate into our doctrine, right? And what we believe. And now look at us. Fast forward to now, you have quite a few major religions, and it seems like everybody's a fucking sheep. Every fucking body, right? You ever notice it ain't been a movement like that since? You ever notice that? I mean, just think about that. Out of billions of people, there has only been one Jesus. Now, hold on, before anybody starts getting all crazy and shit. I'm just saying it. It it's a little odd to me. And then his message was, "Love thy neighbor as thyself." How is that in everyone's holy scripture, holy text, however you want to word it? It's in Islam, it's in Buddhism, it's in Judaism, Judaism. I think I'm saying that wrong, but that is a text. That's the golden rule across the board. But it seems to be a rule that nobody fucking follows. Nobody fucking follows that. We pretend people go to church, go to mosque, go to temple every Sunday, every Saturday. But for some reason, we can't grasp that one thing, right? I don't know anybody that wants to be homeless, but we have homeless people. I don't know anybody who wants to be SA'd, but we have people SA'd on a regular basis. No one volunteers for that. I don't know anyone who wants to be murdered, but every day somebody's murdered. Maybe every millisecond. Don't know. We all go through these stages, right? Baby, toddler, adolescent, teenager, adult, right? Elder, right? What fucking kid wants to be SA? What kid wants to be abused? I know when I was a kid, I didn't want none of that shit happening to me. So how do you become an adult and do the same shit? They say hurt people, right? This is what they say. A lot of psychologists have said this, right? Saying that shit out loud doesn't make any fucking sense. If you have been hurt as a child, right? You grow older, why the fuck do you want to put somebody else through the same shit? It sounds like, man, it happened to me, so this is how I'm gonna get my revenge by doing it to someone else. Nobody is practicing that's one of the most simplest rules because that solves everything. And I hate to even call it a rule, but that's one of the most simplest things. And man, we're all guilty of not following that. Me, maybe my parents, your parents, we're all guilty of not following that. And if we do follow it, we're selective. And this is why the world is in turmoil now. This is why. This is why we have division. This is why we have all these groups and shit. We have all this shit going on, and it's counterproductive because we're not able to look past the BS. We think we're not sheep, but we are. We're stuck in a system. We're stuck in a system. So it's hard for us to get out of it. This thing has been cultivated, manipulated, right? For centuries, decades, whatever, for hundreds of thousands of years. This system has a strong hold on everybody, whether you want to believe it or not. We put our value, our faith into paper. Do you realize how quick we could turn things around? Do you realize we could say, hey, man, this shit ain't right? You got us paying for shit that ain't changed, right? Man, think about this. A gallon of milk has been a gallon of milk for years, right? At one time, a gallon of milk was like 99 cents. Fast forward to now, it's what, roughly $5, $6? Some places it might be more. But has the gallon fucking changed? But you know what has changed? You got all these different variations of fucking milk because the milk's not fucking good for you. You got cow milk, right? All the shit, the regular milk comes from a cow, right? Okay. So you got regular cow milk. That's a different price. You got organic cow milk. That's a different price. Like so so are you saying there are, this might sound crazy, but this is just how I'm processing it. You got a regular cow. I guess that cow wasn't born. That cow was born like the regular way, a different kind of way, right? Like fucking was made in a lab or something. Because then you got the organic cow. Now this cow comes out the natural way, and then you can just start, producing milk. And I know bulls are the male, right? And then you got the female, which is the cow, and that's how you get milk. I'm just excited, guys. But what I'm saying is, you got all these different variations of milk. They tell us now regular milk isn't good for you. Even the organic, well, whatever the fuck, I think is the same thing. They just label things what they want to label. You got almond milk, you got soy milk, you got fucking rice milk, you got coconut milk, you got fucking walnut milk, you got oat milk. There's just all these variations of milk. But a gallon has always been a gallon. You're not getting more than a gallon, right? You can buy 2 gallons of milk, right? But it's a gallon is a gallon is a gallon. The shit's not changing, right? But the price has changed on that, and we accept it. We accept the change. Uh, it's people. I talk to elders. They say, man, they would go to the show for a quarter, right? And that includes like a fucking drink, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and whatever the fuck else, right? You would have a blast with 50 Cent, all right? And they were making less to nothing, right? Fast forward to now, people is making all the fucking money in the world and out here struggling. A two-bedroom is a two-bedroom. A lot of these apartments Been here since I don't know the fucking 40s, right? Same apartment, right? Everything changes, right? Like the building structure doesn't change, but they'll throw some fucking vinyl there, some cheap wood there, some cheap furniture like kitchenware, but then say, "Hey, listen, I you may have heard a two-bedroom being 850 in the city of Chicago, but now you're gonna be paying, I don't know, 1825 for a two-bedroom, and you're gonna love it. You know what I mean? Fucking nuts, right? And I could just imagine how things are in other big cities and either even small towns. Shit done changed, right? Everything is everything is drastically uh out of reach these days. But we as a people, we still keep trucking on. Like, yeah, let's do this shit. You know what I mean? Let's fight the good fight. As a consumer, everyone's fucking consumers, right? Uh, and we're stuck. We're stuck like Chuck, and it's very annoying. For example, Ice came on the scene in 2003. To the fuck 2003. Obama was heavy on deporting people. If I'm not mistaken, he has deported the most people out of all the presidents, including the current president. All right. I may be wrong, but as of now, or what I have researched, he did the most. Where was all the fucking protesting? Where was all the protesting? And let me guess, because I thought about it too. My man's was like real chill about it. They followed protocol, right? The president wasn't on TV saying, you know what? We're gonna deport all the fucking Mexicans. He wasn't talking shit like that. The ICE government funded program, they were following uh, orders as they should. And no one was upset. Everybody was like, well, they're just doing their job. If you don't have your documentation, then, you're going to get deported. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that, we can do. Just get your shit together. Right? And he deported hella Asians. I just want to point that out. But there were no protests. None. No, you know what? I would have to look, or someone can look this up. I don't even think people. I don't even think there were any deaths. I don't think no. You know what I mean? So I might be wrong on that, but I didn't hear about it. But you guys can look that up for yourself. I encourage you to do so. But I say all that to say this: why are we protesting ICE now? I don't understand it. We're protesting them now. What what led to that? I'm a little confused. And where was all this anger at when in the black community uh they were doing stop and frisk? This wasn't nice either. But this is like local law enforcement. I forget which was it, New York City? I think that's where it all started, the stop and frisk. It was supposed to be for the terrorist act or something like that. I don't know. Look it up. But I do recall Black Americans saying, "Hey, man, this is a crazy way to go about things because it seems like you guys are only targeting people that are black." But where was the fucking uproar? Mm. I'm gonna just put that out there. And if I'm not mistaken, that was like mid 2000s, like, well, not mid, but early 2000s. Where was the uproar at then? Like, where was Antifa? Right? Where was all this aggression? You know what I mean? Wasn't nobody out there marching for us. You know, we would have to put something together in the hopes that you all would join us. We would have to be at the forefront. It's a little crazy there. But, I digress. These are just my thoughts. But I really think the powers that be came in. They said this Jesus movement is is doing numbers, and we can't get rid of it. So we're gonna take it and make it ours, and we're gonna manipulate it. We're gonna put all this shit in there that confuses everybody, right? But then we're gonna make it seem like you can only get this knowledge from us. You know, a question that has always been in my mind: if the source, God, the Most High, the Creator of everything, is, I guess they say, as they say now, sending you downloads, right? Or talking to you, however you want to word that. Why do you have to go to school to spread the word? Why is that? Why is that a thing, right? So this is the thing. This is what's confusing to me, right? It's almost like they cut us off from the source, and we got to get it from the middleman. The message that Jesus was preaching, and this is how I interpret, was you don't have to go to the middleman. You, like, you don't have to. So we give all these people the power over us, right? Because I think we're all like spiritual beings, right? And we want a connection to our Creator, the Most High, God. Listen, I'm not telling anybody how to think, but I will say this is just me. This is what I know. There is one God, many names, right? And I don't know when we're gonna recognize that, but there is, and we all want to be connected to that source. It's in us. It's in our DNA, right? But our minds have been so polluted that it's hard for us to realize that, right? But that's why we go to these places of quote unquote worship every Sunday, every Saturday, right? That, because we feel like that's going to get us closer. But it says that heaven, the kingdom of heaven is within, right? So I don't know how you guys want to perceive that, but this is just something, and I know I was all over the place, as I always am, but I hope you guys can take something I said and apply it to your day to day, right? The golden rule is love thy neighbors as you will love yourself, oneself, right? That is the golden rule. That is universal, right? It's not just for Americans. It's not just for Africans. It's not just for the Middle East. It is for everyone, right? Let's work on that. If we could work on that, we could start seeing change, right? We could start seeing some form of change. If we could just work on that one thing, is it going to be perfect? No, not right away. But I believe, no, not even I believe, I know if we work on that one thing, the our world will be a better place. I know it's a pipe dream, and I know there's a lot of people that'll be like, "Oh, fuck what you talking about? I'm getting this money. You know what I mean? I'm doing my thing out here, man. Cool, but I'm telling you, our lives would be better if not for your life. If you don't give a fuck, right? What about the ones after you? Because I know a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about kids, right? I'm living in the time zone where motherfuckers use their own babies as a shield for bullets. So I don't even want to say people like, what about the kids? Because it's a saying going around, fuck them kids. So, hey, can you imagine being a kid and you hear your own parents say that shit? It's crazy, but we think it's funny as fuck, right? We be like, fuck them kids. And say, we like, it's crazy to me. Because just think, if you were once a kid, so imagine your innocent ears hear your folks say, man, fuck them kids. But hey, people love to say it. It's a thing. So, everybody running around here. I personally never liked that. So I never jumped on that bandwagon because I used to be a kid and I would be fucked up about it if I heard my mom or my stepdad say, fuck them kids. I would fucking be like, damn, okay. Because what is the other saying that we love to say? Well, if it's fuck me, then fuck you. Right? But, you know, nobody nobody seems to recognize that kind of behavior. But I challenge the 1 million people listening to me, practice that, right? Love thy neighbor as you would love yourself, right? It starts with one person. You know what I'm saying? It starts with one person. Right now, yeah, it's selective politicking. You know what I mean? You're probably gonna be like, you know what? It's five people that I'm gonna treat like how I would treat myself, right? So, you know, there you have it. You treat them five people how you want to be treated. Then they go out, treat five people, and then shit, five turn to 5 million. 5 million turning to 5 billion. It's only 8 billion in the world as we speak. So and I don't even think that's an accurate number. But you know, we got to start somewhere. So the phrase of the day: "Love thy neighbor as you would love thyself." All right. I know this was random, but all my shit's random. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. I wish nothing but the best for my listeners. Take what you can take from my thoughts, make it your own, and go out into the world and do something positive. I don't care what it is, but it has to be positive. Not that fake positive. Don't go make a song about somebody, about killing somebody, and then saying that at least I'm not doing it for real. That's bullshit. So don't do that because that's not being positive. Actually do something positive. Like, hey, maybe you got yourself, I don't know, two Big Macs, and you see somebody who ain't got nothing. Hey, you want a Big Mac? Boom. That's something positive. Oh man, homeless person out here, they may want change to go buy some dope or, get something to drink. Listen, that is not up to you to decide, right? But what you can do, if you don't feel comfortable buying their drink or their dope for them, say, hey, did you eat, brother? Did you eat, sister? You know what I mean? Are you hungry or do you want something to drink? You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, sometimes they might not want to break bread, but they might want to get drunk until they marry. I don't know. But we want to do something positive in some way, shape, or form. All right. Let's not spread negativity. Let's not spread hate. Don't be judgmental because we're all judging, right? We're all gonna judge. I don't know not one person who isn't judgmental, but let's try to not be as judgmental as we was yesterday. There's a reason for everything that happens in this world, right? Everyone has a reason for everything, right? But let's be the reason for change, right? There's enough reasons for us to be negative. Let's come up with reasons to be positive. All right. And on that note, love thy neighbor as you would love thyself. Do something positive. And until next time, I'm out.